Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about this thing and these things and cleaning and storing your camera lenses. So I am a Nikon shooter. I've got 6 lenses. I've got the 18 to 35 3.5. I've got the 28 to 85 3.5, 70 to 210 4 push pull. Love this lens. I've got the 24 AIS old Nikon lens. I've got a 135 2.8 another old Nikon lens, and then I've got a 50 1.8. This is not the G, but hey, get what we can get. So you probably see a lot of people kind of have their lenses along the shelves and everything in the background. And I used to do that. I was listening to some other YouTubers that are more gear savvy, and they were talking about how leaving it out on a shelf can start to attract dust, and then dust and other particles can start to get inside your lens. So you want to try to avoid that kind of right off the gate. So all of my lenses I either have in my camera bag that I'm out shooting with, and I usually just carry 3 on me. Unless I'm going out for something else. That is the 18 to 35 that I'm currently shooting on, the 28 to 85, and then the 70 to 210, and that covers everything from 18 to 210. Very good camera lens focal range to have on there. Gives me everything from super wide to very out there telephoto. And then these other 3 I usually either use for portraits or for videos whenever I'm wanting to get like a shallower depth of field, or I want to get a kind of vintage look or a little bit of a different feel for my photos or my videos. And those, like I said, stay in my video box. This box right here, you can kind of see it. I have divided out. It's got my external monitor in it. It's got those 3 lenses in there. It's got a lot of filters. It's padded, and that stays in there, and that usually kind of goes back over on my shelf. So cleaning them, I do not clean them a lot because a lot of lenses have protective coatings actually on the lens surface, and you don't want to wear those away by excessively cleaning them. So one thing that you see, and I have one somewhere, I don't often use it, it's a little duster, and like it'll extend out, and you can use those to brush away any particles that may be on your lens. I don't necessarily recommend those. Those can kind of push and or scrape those particles across your lens. Like if there was a small piece of like sand or other kind of small rock, and you have that little brush, it can drag it across your lens, creating scrapes. I prefer a duster. And whenever you're dusting it, turn your lens upside down, the part that you're dusting, and then dust it out of there. And that will also remove a lot of those bigger particles, so you don't have to worry about those. And you'll notice all the time there will be something that you're going to probably miss or oversee, so just kind of give it a good look. And then same thing on like the backs, and like any time that like on my telephoto lenses or any of them that have like a large focal breathing room, same thing, just kind of pull it upside down, do that. Make sure you try to leave the caps back on and don't set it down with the caps exposed, otherwise that's just going to pull more stuff into the lens or have it stick on the glass. So just try to blow it as much as you can, and then from there I usually go with the camera lens wipe. I have never used, and I kind of wanted to try them today and compare them, these nice and clean camera wipes, and then I always carry in my bag probably at least a dozen or so of these Zeiss lens cleaning wipes, and they are perfect for cleaning your monitor off, cleaning glasses off. I've been interviewing people all the time. They're like, man, my glasses are dirty, and it's like, hey, here, use this. And it's always a good lifesaver to have sunglasses, camera lenses, and everything like that. You want to be very careful whenever you are picking a cleaning wipe. You want to make sure that it is made for cameras, and I'm going to use this term very loosely. A lot of these contain alcohol or other chemicals that can damage that protective coating that I mentioned earlier on the lens. So you want to be very careful that you're not going to accidentally damage or leave a coating or eliminate a coating that's supposed to be on your lens. Both of these are good in the sense that they're probably going to be fine for your most standard everyday lenses. Now if you start looking at some high-end cinema lenses, I'd be very careful or very cautious putting either one of these on there. Zeiss is one that I've used forever, and it's one that's always been recommended to me, and a lot of my other friends use and or carry on them, so I personally recommend the Zeiss. Now these nice and cleans are something, like I said, I have seen and I have known a couple people that have used them, so I kind of wanted to test them out considering just how different they look. Got some squares, you got rectangles. And I believe actually Zeiss is, you know, a more traditional company that even provides a lot of like lenses and works with the glass. So that's another reason why I trust them, is because I feel like if they're going to create a lens cleaning wipe or even just, you know, any kind of surface wipes, they're probably going to be good for that specific range of products. So that's why I use those. Okay, so whenever I'm using those, like I said, I'll dust them first, and this is just on the 28 to 85, and then I will open it up. And you want to be careful because these dry out very quickly because of the alcohol in them. So you open that up, try to be very careful to not like touch it a whole bunch. We're going to be cleaning that. And then start on the inside of your lens and then just kind of circle your way outward. And you'll see that it'll kind of take away what was left from the dust blower. And if you see anything else, just kind of keep maintaining that same pattern. Go circular and kind of work your way to the outside of the lens, and you'll see maybe some residue, but it will like immediately dry off because of that alcohol content. So you want to do that as best you can, and there may be a couple little things left over, and that is going to be totally okay, because if there is just a little deal left, you just take your little fiber left, take your blower and just knock it off of there, and then you are good to go. So I've never had any problems with them, you know, putting some kind of coating on my lens or them leaving any kind of residue behind. So like I said, Zeiss, you know, like I said, they will dry up in a matter of like a minute or two. So you want to, like, if you're gonna use it, like use it as soon as you open it up. Don't wait around to oh, here, let me open this up and then let me try to get everything ready. You want everything ready before you do that. So now let's try one of these nice and clean wipes. Let's see which one should I use. Let's use this one. I think I gotta use this sometime this week. Ooh, that one's kind of dirty. So, and then even if they're stored, lenses can still get dirt and everything like that, or dust into them. So you want to make sure that you are, you know, taking them out every now and then, cleaning them off. So yeah, this one has actually collected some dust and some particles in there, and that's probably from me just opening it up more or less, because I do take this kit with me a lot. I may not use these lenses, but I'll use like the external monitor for something. So I'm curious if these are going to be about the same size, and I guess we can compare that later, but this feels a lot bigger. It has an odor to it. It's very chemically smelling. I probably shouldn't be smelling that. My bad, you know, if anybody just got really upset with me over that. So like I said, the same thing though, you want to start in the middle and then just kind of work your way to the outside, and then see if it will dry off. This one is taking a lot longer for the for it to dry off on the camera lens itself. So, and you want to watch that. You don't want to like necessarily like wipe it and then put the cap on there immediately if those particles haven't had enough time to dissipate or to evaporate. I guess I should say that you don't trap those inside the camera lens, because it will just condensate probably on the back of the lens cap, and then go back down onto the lens surface or into the actual lens itself. Because when something is inside the lens, it is probably going to stay in there almost forever. It's very hard to get something outside of a lens unless you're working with the camera manufacturer themselves. I think it did a fairly good job, and I actually almost think it did a better job of not leaving any little tiny fibers behind, which on the Zeiss is a huge thing that I've noticed. Is just there probably will be a little centimeter long, little millimeter long little fiber on there that will stay after you wipe that down. So that also goes for the back element of the lens too. I will usually do the same thing. I'll wipe them both off at the same time. That's why I usually take both lens caps off. These are just very, very close. I think one of them is just a little longer and the other one is just a little wider, and it's weird, but I mean, like, I think either way you kind of compare them, they're not the same, same distance. So it looks like the Zeiss one is going to be a little bit longer, and then a little bit wider, and then a little bit longer on the Zeiss camera wipe. And it's actually very interesting. This is actually both folded from rectangles. It just looks like the Zeiss, they take an extra step and fold it into a square. Will I switch over to these nice and clean lens cleaning wipes? No, the smell is really bad, and I'm very sensitive on my nose, and I don't want either that to affect me on a shoot where like it gives me a headache or it just kind of throws me off my game, or to affect, you know, a potential client that I'm working with or the talent, you know, because like I said, I usually hand these to people, and if they open up and if they also have a sensitive nose, I don't want to cause them any headaches. Not to say that it's not bad. I do, like I said, I did like it. It did take a little bit longer to evaporate what was left on the lens after the wipe, but the smell is what throws me off on that one. So, and if you don't have a problem with that and you kind of like I said, and that was just the one lens wipe, so I don't know if they're going to leave that fiber on all of them or if that was just a one-time thing. So do keep that in mind. So, and then like I said, going back to storing them, keep them kind of like in dry locations. Make sure you avoid moisture. Don't put them out for display because like I said, they're going to attract dust if you're not using them often. So a lot of people that you do see that have camera lenses mounted in the back, they're usually probably at least once a month or twice a month pulling those out. And if that's okay, if that's your kind of work style, that's fine. But if you're going to sit on there for more than a month or so, you probably want to look at putting them in some kind of sleeve, some kind of case to avoid the dust. So that is how I clean my camera lenses in a nutshell, and the wipes that I use and comparing them. So if you guys have any questions about any of my gear, any of these lenses, why I like them, why I chose them, let me know. Thank you guys so much, and if you enjoyed this, share it with a friend so they know how to clean their camera lenses as well. Or if you guys like debate me on something, hey, that little brush, that is very important to the camera cleaning process. If you have some kind of explanation for why I should be using that, make sure you leave it below, and hopefully I will see you guys sometime soon. I know I've been saying that for like every video where I want to release more content, and it just never happens. I've been busy, and I'm sorry about that, but I got a lot of really cool and interesting stories to share with you. Weather is getting really nice. It's been a cold and icy winter here for me, so I can't wait to see you guys here hopefully soon. So until next time.